Hi everybody, this week on ANN News Kids, we'll be talking about the Germany-Belgium floods, COVID-19 statistics, South Africa riots and lootings, and the Euro Cup finals. The country of the week is Papua New Guinea, and Rakshabat was the first to guess it. Congratulations! Don't forget to write your answers in the comment below, and the Guess the Country segment will come just after the teaser and the Country of the Week segment. We are talking about coral reefs in the Extra Fun segment, and we're talking to Thomas Berman in the Create Your Career segment, who does regeneration and sustainability. I hope you enjoy, and don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and comment below. In Germany and Belgium, more than 150 people died due to the floods that took place from Tuesday to Thursday. Hundreds of people are missing, and many have lost their homes and workplaces too. This is a result of climate change, and other recent examples of climate change are the Japan mudslide and Canada heat wave that we talked about 2 weeks ago. Other countries that have been hit by this flood are Luxembourg, the Netherlands, and Switzerland. Coronavirus cases in Southeastern Asia are now rising rapidly. Countries like Indonesia, Malaysia, Thailand, Vietnam, and Philippines are being hit. Indonesia, for the past week, has had the second highest number of daily deaths worldwide after Brazil. This might be due to the lack of precautions taken earlier. The coronavirus cases worldwide are 119 million, and the deaths are just above 4 million. South Africa is in a bad shape due to the riots and looting because of the former president Jacob Zuma being arrested. Many people are angry over his arrest, and on top of that, the country's COVID-19 situation isn't great. He was arrested because of his corruption and his ignorance of the meeting that was about his corruption. It's a real pity because the country is so beautiful and it has a lot of potential. Hopefully they can solve the matter soon. Italy won the Euro Cup 2020 last week. It was postponed from last year due to the pandemic. Italy played against England and they won in the penalties. This is Italy's second win of the Euro Cup. And it's quite disappointing for England as they were the hosts and had been waiting to win for 55 years. The fans, unfortunately, did not make it easier for England after their defeat.
Perfect. Okay, so could you just start by introducing yourself?
Absolutely. I'm Thomas Berman. I'm 46 years old. I usually live in Norway. I was born in Singapore, but I lived in Norway all my life. I have a wife and 2 kids, 12 and 9. And we moved to Mauritius 6 or 7 months ago to be part of some work here.
Wow. Okay, and can you explain what you do in your job?
I will try. I work together with people who are very interested to find ways that we can create a more sustainable and just society. And that means basically a society that is clean and less pollution and where everyone has can afford education and food, and basically it's a place where we can thrive together.
Yes.
And I do that with a lot of great people I meet, and we try to show by example. So I think it's difficult for each of us to really think, how do we create a change in society? So what we're trying to do is just to make small and large examples of what could it look like if we did things in a different way. And we're hoping that will inspire others to either copy it or think they could do it themselves in a better way, or just trying to create change.
Wow. And what brought you into this sector? Because it's a pretty new sector.
Yeah, it is in some sense maybe new, but then again, it's not really new. I think if you look back at history, there's always been people trying to find out how can we improve society.
Yes.
So in that sense, it's always been there. And I think, just if you look back at women's rights and how women like yourself were, now allowed to be part of society, that's been a long struggle. So I think there's a lot of people before me who's done this great work. So I'm really standing on their shoulders. But I came into this kind of work when my daughter was born. So I was pushing her around in Oslo when she was a baby, and I was sort of asking myself, what do I want to tell my grandchildren that I did? And as you know, there's a huge challenges in the world with climate change and a lot of other sustainability issues. And I was feeling I wasn't really doing enough to help in that. Yeah. So I felt maybe if I tried to do something, I could at least tell my grandchildren, which I don't have yet, that I tried to do something. And that felt better. So that's basically why I started. So I quit my job, I started a new company, and I've been doing it ever since.
Wow, that's really interesting. And what do you enjoy the most about this sector and your job?
I enjoy exactly what we're doing now, just meeting great people. And I'm just amazed by all the talented people around and all the people who's trying to do stuff every day in their community, in their city, in their country. Yeah. And so meeting these people and learning from them, I think is one part I really enjoy. And I must say also, I really enjoy just trying to get things to change. And it's quite frustrating sometimes. A lot of people who we don't think that it's a good idea to change what we have. But I really enjoy that process. And sometimes we feel that we manage to sort of create something or do something, and that feels really good. So I enjoy the process.
Wow. And why do you think becoming so clean, like really clean, very fast now is important?
Sorry, what was your question?
So why do you think that we should all become a bit more cleaner and greener right now?
Well, I think it's so important because it's, I think my generation will manage to leave this earth without too much problems. That said, we just last week, and I know you've been reporting on this, the heat waves in America and Canada. It's showing, it's already happening at quite a large scale. And this has been happening for many, many years, but now it's happening to the parts of the world that get a lot of attention because they have the most money. So I think I'm afraid that even though we try to do stuff as good as we can now, your generation and the generation coming afterwards is going to have a lot of problems. So I think we really need to do as much as we can, as quickly as we can, obviously for ourselves, but more for the coming generations. And I think also, I think if we do it correctly, I think we can just create a better world and a better community for everyone. So actually a place where each of us can have a safer and a more thriving life. And I think that's something worthwhile working for.
Wow, thank you. And what's your advice for kids, or what do you have to say so that we can do our part in changing the society?
I think, first of all, I don't think this is your responsibility to fix because we made the mess. So that's one part. And I know there's a lot of young people who feel a lot that they have to do a lot. And I really want them to do that. But I think, first of all, don't feel responsibility for this because it's not your responsibility yet. I would advise everyone to be curious. To really try to learn new stuff, and when you do, just go beyond sort of the first initial curiousness that we maybe check something. I try to sort of learn something, try to go deep, and it can be anything. It doesn't really matter what it is. It doesn't need to be about climate or sustainability or food or anything. It can just be about bicycling or going swimming or whatever it is. But try to do stuff like properly. And there's so much information out there that's easily accessible, so you can learn so quickly. I think this learning how to learn and enjoying that, I think is something I would really encourage everyone to do. And I must say, I started a bit too late with that, so I have a lot of catching up to do.
Thank you. Thank you so much for your time today. It was lovely.
We really appreciate it.
Thank you so much, guys.
Okay, thank you.
Goodbye.
See you.
Bye.
La Papouasie-Nouvelle-Guinée est un pays d'Océanie. Sa population est de 9 millions d'habitants et sa capitale est Port Moresby. Elle est connue pour ses plages, ses forêts tropicales, ses biodiversités et cultures et ses volcans. Elle compte plus que 850 langues différentes et plus que 1000 différentes cultures. Elle possède 5% de la biodiversité mondiale, même si qu'elle couvre que 1% de l'espace du monde. Un oiseau rare et très venimeux vit là-bas et était indigène. Il s'appelle le pitoui à capuchon. Bien qu'elle soit juste en dessous de l'équateur, parfois il neige sur les montagnes là-bas. L'île de Nouvelle-Guinée a le 3e plus grand forêt tropicale du monde, après l'Amazonie et le Congo. Et elle se trouve sur le Ring of Fire. C'est un lieu où les volcans sont très dangereux et les éruptions sont dévastatrices. This week on ANN News Kids, we'll be talking about corals for the extra fun segment. I hope you enjoy. Did you know that corals make up just 1% of the world's oceans, but they provide a home and food to 25% of marine life? They're animals and not plants, and they clean the water they are in as they eat the minerals, making the water clear. Corals have been around for 240 million years, and some coral reefs have been there for 5 to 10,000 years. They grow very slowly, of just 2 centimeters per year on average. 2-acre healthy corals can have more types of fishes than species of birds in North America. Coral reefs that get their natural color from algae, and if they're white, that means they are bleached. Coral bleaching is caused by climate change and global warming, and they cannot survive in warm waters. The Great Barrier Reef in Australia is the largest coral reef in the world and can be seen from outer space.